What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another Straight Talk video. This time we're checking out the Samsung Galaxy A23 5G. This phone is the other 5G phone that I saw compared to the Moto G Power 5G, which is the direct competitor as far as price goes. This is 150. This is 150, at least on the website. So let's go and open it up and see if it compares. It has a 6.5-inch HD plus LCD display, a 2-day battery sure, 50 megapixel, main camera, 5 megapixel, other camera, 2 megapixel, other camera, plus 2 more megapixel. What the f does this even mean? Just tell us in English. 64 gigabytes of storage. It is able to go to a terabyte in the micro SD, Wi-Fi calling capable, random processor numbers. I don't know why they just don't tell us whether it's Snapdragon or a MediaTek on these things, but yeah, whatever. Your phone, activation card, quick start guide, about phone booklet, and charging cable. So it does look like you are going to probably get a brick in this, as all phones that cost a little bit more seem to be moving away from that. So let's open this up and see what the insides look like. All right, so it's all open now. And as usual, we have the classy Straight Talk presentation. And it tells you right here, it has an Infinity V display. Don't know what that means. Quad camera and a fingerprint scanner. So at least you do get a fingerprint scanner with this. So there is some biometrics to match the one in the Moto Power. And then on the inside, we got some booklets, and of course the power cable. I do like it; it's white, so it's it's nice. They're always easy to find in the dark when they're white. And the SIM removal tool. All right, so let's check out the phone now and see kind of how it feels in comparison to the Moto G Power. So it has like this little sleeve, and you can pull it out, and it's pretty hefty. I'm not gonna lie, this is a bit of a chunker, and it is made of that Samsung plastic that is not the most flattering, but it's not the worst either. It's got a heft. It has these rails that are rounded, so it feels very nice to hold in the hand. But I kind of prefer the squared lately, but it's fine. This is not bad at all. It has a triple camera array, and it has a fourth camera there. So it's got plenty of cameras. I just don't know what all the cameras do yet. But you do have a lot of them. And then you do have the design with the front camera. Let's go and turn it on and see if the screen is any good. And then we have our Samsung logo. So like I said, this is in direct competitor to this one, and just off the bat I think this one feels better. I think that Motorola did a bang up job with this vegan leather on the back versus this very plasticky plastic. Like you feel like this is very inexpensive, whereas this I think it feels good. Honestly, I love the way that this feels. So you do get only 2 cameras here, and you get 4 here, so you're definitely getting some trade-offs, but man, I really like the way this phone feels. Not to say this one feels bad, but just side by side, I think that this is a better feeling phone. Let's turn the screen around. And the screen looks fairly okay. Yeah, it's restarting. All right, well, let me check it out, and I will get back to you guys on the other side so we can actually kind of see more about it. All right, and the phone is all set up now. The phone does have biometrics, so you have both the face unlock and the fingerprint reader. So you do have options on how to unlock your phone. And really, it works really well. I mean, just a simple touch is all it takes to set the phone, into motion here. So I'm actually really impressed with how fast that is. So you can see here we have the volume rocker and the fingerprint reader / power button. On the bottom, we have the headphone jack, USB-C, charging port, and the speakers. On this side, we have the SIM tray and micro SD expansion, and just kind of microphone on the top. So the screen on this, honestly, it's not that bad. It's pretty much in line, I would say, with the screen on the Moto G Power. So, I mean, for the money, you're getting a very similar experience, but there is one big difference between the two. This is running Samsung software. So, if you're someone who enjoys One UI, you're going to enjoy this experience because it's very, very familiar. Everything here looks and feels the way any other Samsung phone does. And for me, that's not bad. I like the Samsung experience. I do like Samsung One UI, so it is something that I can say is a positive. You can see here the notification shade matches that of some of the other products of the S24 and such. It's slightly different than some of the newer ones, but I mean, generally speaking, fairly the same. It does have the pre-installed goodies that we always get. You got your Bingo Blitz, your Solitaire, your Block Blast. It just comes with the whole suite. It really is just a straight talk situation. So when you're setting up the phone initially, don't be surprised when you start seeing all of them pop up. But just using the phone, it is fluid, it is fast, and it's all thanks to the processor. Because in this guy, we have a Snapdragon 695. So once again, I love Snapdragons, so I know that you're going to get something good when you have a Snapdragon, and it seems to run just fine. I was able to install the things I wanted to install, and I'm able to move around without having any real issue. So let's go and get into some of the tests here. All right, the first thing I want to test is the sound quality on the speaker on this. Let's go ahead and give it a listen. All right, so this is a single firing speaker on the bottom. It seems like it's pretty easy to cover up most of the sound too. I mean, when I cover this, it really does a number on the sound. So I think that having this as your only speaker and not having a dual speaker, it could possibly be covered when you're playing games and such. But I think that if you're just listening to music and maybe you have it off to the side or something, it's going to be fine. It's going to sound fine. I don't think you're going to have an issue. I have really no complaints other than that with the sound of this. But once again, you do have a headphone jack and Bluetooth capabilities if you are going to worry about that. You can always use a speaker or headphones, but I think that just the sound coming from this sounds loud. It sounds plenty full. Probably not going to be super loud if you're out and about. You might not be able to hear it as well, but if you're just kind of sitting in your own space, then I think you are without any issue. So I would give it a thumbs up on the speaker on this. All right, so let's check out the video quality with the phone. This phone has a FHD Plus display, which is a 1080p display. So it's full resolution, but you're not going to be getting the crispiness of the AMOLED. It is LCD, so there are some trade-offs there. But if you're okay with that for the price point, I would say it's pretty good. Let's just check it out real quick. Kind of came across on Amazon, and it is the new A23. This phone is spectacular according to all the things that I saw on Amazon. It has the AMOLED screen, 120 hertz. It's crisp. The colors are a little muted, just because it is a LCD. Not of a higher quality because, budget phone, $150. But once again, very, very usable if you're just going to be watching simple videos. Just know that it is not the AMOLED that we all know Samsung for. It is just an LCD panel, right on par with the Motorola G Power. So, not bad, not the best, but Honestly, plenty fine. Once you set everything to 1080p, it looks crisp. So I give it a thumbs up. It works. It looks good in my opinion. And for the money, you're going to be watching things on the go with your 5G. Not bad. All right, so here's a quick rundown of the software. This is running Android 13 with One UI 5.1. So not the newest in comparison to the Moto G Power 5G, which is running Android 14. So you are getting a newer one for the price. If you haven't seen this video, go back and watch it. This one is currently free as of this taping with a activation of a $45, but it also is a direct competitor to this, which is $150. And off sale, this one is $150. But the screen looks good. The software is running just fine, but it is a few versions behind. I don't exactly know what the update plan for this phone is. I would imagine it's getting 14, but I don't really know off the top of my head. Okay, so this phone has gotten a lot of updates since I unboxed it and turned it on. Initially, when I unboxed this, and on the website it says it has Android 13. This phone has been upgraded to Android 14 and One UI 6.1, so you are getting a lot more than I expected. So as far as the update cycle on this phone, I can now verify that it's getting updates. I don't know how long, but I can tell you it went from 13 to 14, from One UI 5.1 to 6.1. So this phone is now on par as far as the One UI version and the Android version to the Galaxy S24 series of phones. So, I mean, we are talking a budget $150 phone that is giving you the same kind of attention as their flagships, which is stunning in my opinion. So I tried out a series of games, and I will say I played everything from Ordia, which is the one I usually like to use when I want to play something simple, kind of show off that it can play that with ease, all the way up to Call of Duty. But I mean, along the way, every game it played, honestly, I didn't see any issues. Ordia ran great, which is, the lightweight game. Fall Guys ran great. I had really no issues playing. I think I saw like maybe one stutter, but for the most part, it was running smooth and very, very nicely. And it had controller support, so that was nice. This thing fit in the Razer controller. This little guy here, and the Grim Valor game. I was able to play that. Once again, controller support. That game played like a dream. I had no issues. I actually might turn this into a gaming phone as well, like just for Grim Valor and such. And then I tried Call of Duty, and Call of Duty ran great. I had no issues. I didn't see any hiccups. I was playing. The only thing is I couldn't play with the controller. At least it didn't have like native controller support out of the box. So I had it plugged in, didn't seem to work. So I had to use the on-screen controllers. And to be honest with you, I don't really like the on-screen controls for that game, or really any game, unless it's simple controls. So yeah, I would say for this phone, it is a beast of gaming. So if you're gonna play games on this with these 6 gigabytes of RAM and the Snapdragon processor in this, I don't think you're gonna have any issues gaming. Obviously, not every game might be perfect, but I would say for most games, I would assume this can play Genshin Impact, Zenless Zone Zero, some of the other ones that are really popular right now. So this phone is actually really, really, really good for it. So I give it a big thumbs up on gaming. Seriously, not bad at all. The phone has a 50 megapixel camera on the back with a 5 megapixel ultra wide, a 2 megapixel macro camera, and then a depth camera, which I assume is this guy over here, and of course the LED flash. So you are getting a full suite of cameras on this, which are just fine in my opinion. The pictures that I have taken on here all seem to be working just fine. They have great colors. They, especially in good lighting, you're gonna get some positive colors. You're gonna get some good shadows. You're gonna get some plenty of detail, And honestly, for the money, this is a pretty good camera that I think hits a good balance between, budget and high end. I would not scoff at this camera on day-to-day use. And, a lot of these pictures will show that to you. They do look good, including the photos of the wide angle lens, which works. I mean, you get a wide view of things when you look through it. The video on this also looks good. It is stable compared to some of the other phones I've tested, and it looks like all the colors are just plenty good. They're all, detailed. They all look very green and lush through the trees in the picture here in the videos. So I think that the camera on this is very, very good for what you're getting here. I would use this day to day, honestly. If it was my phone, I don't think I'd have any issues compared to, like I said, some of the lower end phones. But for $150, the camera here with the Samsung software is really good. And the Samsung camera suite it's a good one. You do get a lot of positive options in this camera suite. So don't knock it till you try it. The phone does have the double tap to camera, so that's something you can kind of test out, and it works pretty darn well. All right, so what are my final thoughts on this phone, the Samsung A23 from Straight Talk? I'll say this. It's, when I first held it, I was a little biased by the way that it felt, the way that it looked. I thought it was kind of plain, very plain and safe. They didn't really want to make any big changes here, anything crazy. And I mean, it feels like plastic. It's very, slippery. You can tell it's a fingerprint magnet. But I do like that the cameras aren't protruding from the phone itself, so that's actually really nice. The rounded edges, I kind of prefer the squared off edges, but they're not bad actually. The recessed power button / fingerprint scanner is actually really, really good. Every time I touch it, it seems to be, without a shadow of a doubt, perfectly on point. So it's going to work really well for fingerprints. It does have the face recognition, but Samsung's facial recognition is kind of meh. To me at least. I don't know. Sometimes it recognizes me, sometimes it's like, who are you? And it's a whole thing. But fingerprint scanner on this, very nice. It seems to be very smooth. I haven't seen a lot of issues. Honestly, nothing that's outside of the usual for like this budget range. Like, you're not going to get the smoothest performance, but you're not going to get a crazy stutter fest like I've seen on other phones like the 2023 Motorola G Play. That thing is a bit of a mess when it comes to stuttering and stammering. But I mean, just kind of going through, this is the Google News feed, and to be honest with you, it runs. Like, I'm not seeing it have nearly as much of an issue as some of the other phones I've tested. So I would say that the performance on this is great. I would say the cameras on this are actually really, really good too. I was really surprised by the camera on this. I was kind of expecting it to be less, but to be honest, I don't know if it's just Samsung software or what, but this is actually a good camera. I have no issues with taking pictures. It turned on very quickly. All the pictures came out plenty fast. And I just, I liked it. Takes pictures quick. Lets me view it quick. You can see the colors on this are nice. So yeah, I don't know. I really like this phone for the price. Out of all the phones that I've tested, this one I think is actually right up there. Just because, we did get support from Android 13 to Android 14. We did get the newest, version of One UI on this. So, I mean, this thing seems to be in the eye of Samsung and being kept up to date. So that is really, really big, because some of these companies obviously don't do that with their phones. And Samsung is known for being pretty darn good about it. So I would recommend this phone to anyone looking for a $150 phone on Straight Talk and likes the Samsung experience. If you don't, definitely check out the Motorola G Power 2024. It's also another good phone, but if you like Samsung, I love this thing. If I was on Straight Talk, this would be something I would absolutely look into without hesitation, because I actually kind of enjoy it. I actually kind of like the fact that I can put it down, not have to worry about it either. Like, I don't feel like I have to baby this phone. But yeah, I would say good phone, good price, good support. Give it a thumbs up. Seriously, not bad. But thank you guys so much for watching another video. I have more phones to check out, and more other stuff. I got a tablet in the works, so you'll see what's going on. But thank you so much for watching. Give it a thumbs up if you like it. Sub it if you want to see more like it. I appreciate everyone who watches these. I kind of do this for fun anyway. I don't really have a passion and hobby of all this technology. Always have. But I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.